So you're back from Nepal.
I am.
Did you have any realizations? It's a light bulb.
It is. It's a special light bulb.
Is it relics? Right. Thank you. How many? 100? 200?
Thousands.
From Lama Lundra,
I'm not
I
sure.
presume.
Kunken didn't say.
Didn't tell you.
No. I tried to ask him and everyone was so busy.
It's Adi Lama Kunchak or Lama Lundra.
Yeah.
So we've got more relics. Thank you very much. So I think there's a very serious situation, isn't there? Kangaroo Island, Victoria, New South Wales. We're fortunate. Actually, now we're quite fortunate. We had rain this morning, so we're doing quite well. It's been some terrible problems. So I was reading just earlier, Dayton and Kangaroo Island, they've had to evacuate because the fires are on both sides of them and getting closer and closer. So they've asked for medicine for prayers. So I said that we would particularly remember them because if the fires do come, the whole centre burns up. The end of the retreat centre. So keep that in your mind. The violence hasn't finished. So violence going on every week. So to keep that in your heart. And the environmental problems that we all know about now. Keep that in your heart. So these are all temporal things. Temporary things. There's temporary things which we have to manage all the time. You know, food, water, weather, all these different things that we have to manage. But concentrating on them doesn't take you to enlightenment. It just makes you more comfortable, more pleasure, less pain. So one thing is these temporary situations, which will change. But also the temporary situation of our samsaric minds, which can change into an enlightened mind. So samsara is not something that is existent outside, it's something that's existent within our own minds. And then, when we do our practices, we can transform that samsaric mind into the enlightened mind. Now, purify by removing the obscurations, by removing karma and delusion. So, to remove karma and delusion, we're going to rely on the medicine Buddha practice, which in this case is called the healing Buddha. It's a simple practice, but also very profound from happiness and Dharma. And with the motivation of bodhicitta, wanting to alleviate and remove all the suffering of all sentient beings. And the only way of doing that is by me, myself, becoming enlightened. So not thinking somebody else will become enlightened, somebody else is going to do it. We're going to do it individually. We take the responsibility. And we think, I'm going to do it. I'm going to become enlightened in order to benefit all sentient beings. Stand here. Why can't they hear?
Maybe the side that has the microphone
Where
needs
is
to
it?
be the other side, that in there.
Yeah.
That needs to be towards you.
The microphone is in the top half.
Yes, it's in that little circle in the middle there.
So I put it like that.
That should work then. Thank you.
Can you hear now?
You're waving.
I didn't say a word.
Can you hear? Can you hear better now? Yes, they're nodding.
Okay. So we're going to do the prayers. Refuge, 4 immeasurables, 7 men, short mandala, inner mandala. Hey? Don't worry, we're fully prepared for you. Ready? Sangye Chodam Sogi Chodam Chancho Padu Dagni Katsuchi Dagi Jinso Kipe Sonam Ki Trola Panchir Sangye Trupar Shom Sangye Chodam Sogi Chodam Chancho Padu Dagni Katsuchi Dagi Jinso Kipe Sonam Ki Trola Panchir Sangye Trupar Shom. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, by the accumulation of merits of practicing generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. For the 4 immeasurables, if you have somebody difficult in your life, you visualize them in front of you, and then as you're reciting the 4 immeasurables, you're particularly thinking of that person, and not that they change, but your view of them changes. So right now, you see them as a problem. So the point of the 4 immeasurables is that you develop equanimity, loving kindness towards them, so that they become the object, which enables you to change your mind. So when we're reciting the 4 immeasurables, we're not thinking they should change, they should be better, they should be nicer, they should do what I want. We're wanting to change our own minds, because the only thing we can change is ourselves. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness which is without suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from both attachment and hatred, holding some close and others distant. Then the 7 in prayer, you're doing 7 things that you should be doing every day. It's in a format. It's in 1 verse. So you're prostrating. So prostrating, we can do physical prostrations, but usually when you're doing prayers like this, you put your hands together, and you can do prostrations like that. If you can visualize, then you get the same merit from the visualization. So from those who are not very healthy, they can visualize. And if you can visualize more bodies, you get the same merit as visualizing more bodies. So even if you're sick, you can't do prostrations. You can visualize 2, 3, 4, 5, more of you doing prostrations. You get the same merit as if you were actually doing the prostrations. So that means using your body, speech, and mind for virtuous activities in order to accumulate merit, in order to become enlightened very quickly. So prostrating. And then offerings, we have offerings here. And then you think of all the things that you're attached to. So what are you attached to? If I say, what are you going to give up for New Year? Then we think of the things we're attached to. But we think, oh, I should give that up. So we're not asking you to give it up. We're asking you to offer it, right? And by offering it, gradually the attachment lessens, and then you don't want it anymore. So we've got to change the attachment. Not say, okay, from the 1st of January, that's it. No more chocolate. Imagine, by the 4th of January, shaken. So it's not about giving up the object, it's about giving up the attachment to the object. So offering is a very skillful way of changing the mind, of making offerings, and you make offerings of what you're really attached to, whatever that is. Okay. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech and mind. I present every type of offering, actual and imagined. I declare all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the merit of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for living beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. And then the mandala. So we'll do in Tibetan and then in English. So again, transforming this place into the Medicine Buddha's mandala, a place of perfection. In your mind, it's very beautiful. Beautiful smells, beautiful sounds, beautiful tastes, touch. Everything's perfect, which is what a Buddha would experience. Sajipuki Jokshin Meto Tramri Rablingji Nidegen Badi Sangye Jingdu Mite Uwar Gidro Konanda Jingla Choparsho. This ground, anointed with perfumes, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, aversion and ignorance, friends, enemies and strangers, my body, wealth and enjoyments, without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the 3 poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayam. And we've prepared the mind with our prayers. So in order to start the Healing Buddha practice, take 3 deep breaths, breathing through the nose, breathe all the way down into the abdomen, breathe in peace, and breathe out thoughts. Then you visualize your mother sitting on your left, your father sitting on your right, behind you, family and friends, in front of you, facing towards you, anybody that you find difficult, doesn't agree with you, doesn't like you. Then as far as the eye can see, countless sentient beings, all sitting quietly, peacefully, just like you. They're all looking towards you for help. So in your mind you're thinking, I must become enlightened as quickly as possible in order to liberate all these beings who are suffering, who have problems, who need my help. So if I'm suffering, if I have problems, I don't have the time and the energy to help others. In order to become enlightened quickly, I'm going to rely on the Medicine Buddha. Because the Medicine Buddha made so many promises to benefit us in the degenerate times, the times when there would be more problems, more sicknesses, more environmental problems. This is the time of the Medicine Buddha. The purpose of my life is to free all living beings from all of their problems and from the causes of these problems which are in their minds. Also to bring them peace and happiness, especially the peerless happiness of full enlightenment which they need. In order to accomplish this, I need a perfect, pure, healthy mind and body. For this reason, in order to benefit all living beings, equaling the extent of space, I'm going to do this healing meditation. So then you can just meditate. In your meditation, you see yourself in your ordinary body. And then you visualize in the center of your chest is your heart. But the heart is upside down, pointing upwards, like a triangle. And then you visualize inside your heart is an 8-petaled white lotus. In the center of the lotus is a moon disk, which is a cushion. And sitting on that cushion is the Medicine Buddha. His holy body is clear and in the nature of deep blue light, in the aspect of supreme transformation. So he has all the signs and marks of a Buddha, of an enlightened being. His right hand is holding an aurora plant, which is a plant that can cure any disease. His left hand holds a begging bowl. The begging bowl is full of nectar. And then around the healing Buddha, the medicine Buddha, are 4 goddesses. Each one is sitting cross-legged, looking towards the healing Buddha, wanting to help him with healing work. Each one is holding an aurora plant, and in the left hand has a vase. You can visualize it with whatever ornaments on the vase that you want to have on the vase. So in front of the healing Buddha is the white medicinal goddess. Her name is Actualized Wisdom. Remember, her body is made out of blissful, radiant light, having 1 face and 2 arms, holding the aurora plant and a vase, sitting cross-legged. To the medicine Buddha's right is the yellow medicinal goddess, simultaneous wealth. Behind him, the red forest goddess, whose name is Neck of Peacock. And to the medicine Buddha's left, the green tree goddess, having radiance. From the 5 deities in your heart, light beams are emitted in their respective colors: white, red, blue, yellow, and green, so that your whole heart and body are filled with these blissful light beams, which completely purify all disease, spirit harms, negative actions, and their imprints. Visualize your whole body filled with those 5 colors. And from all the pores of your body, 5 colored light beams are emitted, going out from your body to all sentient beings. Also transforming their bodies into 5 colors, removing their disease, spirit harm, negative actions, and their imprints. Now the nectar flows down from the begging bowl, and the vase is held in the left hands of the 5 heart deities, completely filling your heart and body with nectar. Each drop of nectar has the vibration of a healing Buddha or the Dakinis. You make a strong determination that all diseases have been completely pacified forever, that you can no longer experience any disease. You do the 3 visualizations of purification. Firstly, the nectar, forcing all sickness, pain, suffering, in the form of black ink, out through the lower part of your body, through the lower doors and the pores of your body, touching the ground or the cushion. The second time, the nectar goes all the way down to the toes and comes back upwards. And floating on top of the nectar is this inky black liquid, whatever is left to be purified, to be removed. And that's pushed out through the crown of your head. And the third time, like a light being switched on in a dark room, all negativities that are remaining vanish, as if they never existed, empty. the harm that you've done with your body, your speech, your mind from beginningless time, completely purified. All the obscurations purified. All the present causes of sickness, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, environmental, purified. So with that feeling of complete purification, we're going to recite the mantra together 7 times the short one and 7 times the long one. Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Bendoya Prabharataya Tathagataya Ahata Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samagate Soha. So you can just continue to recite quietly. About another 15 minutes. You can recite the short one, the long one, or both. Reciting the mantra, not just thinking about purifying yourself, but thinking about purifying your family, your friends, your enemies, all sentient beings. So it says, if you're ill with a contagious or other disease, after reciting the mantra, put some saliva in your left palm, rub it with the tip of your right ring finger, then place the tip of the right ring finger at the base of the right and left nostrils. There's a special nerve called the all-doing king nerve, and apply the saliva wherever there's disease. So you can put some saliva in your left palm. Some people may have to bathe in the saliva. It has been suggested. And then you rub it with your right ring finger. And then you touch the base of the nose, the left and right nostrils. And then wherever else. All over. Yeah. Then we have to make a request. You, the destroyer, the qualified one gone beyond, medicine Buddha, and the four medicinal goddesses, please help me to avoid experiencing the various diseases and to pacify immediately those that I'm already experiencing. Then the Sanskrit vowels. Om ah ah e u re re li li e u om ah soha. Om ka ka ga na. Cha 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 ja nya. Tapa da da na. Tapa da da na. Pa pa ba ba ma. Yara la ba. Sha sha sa ha sha soha. Then we have the heart of dependent arising, which is 3 times, page 8. Om Dhamma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Tishan Tathagata Hayavada Tishan Chayo Niroda Avambadi Mahashramanaya Soha. Om Dhamma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Tishan Tathagata Hayavada Tishan Chayo Niroda Avambadi Mahashramanaya Soha. Om Dhamma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Tishan Tathagata Hayavada Tishan Chayo Niroda Avambadi Mahashramanaya Soha. This practice protects you from diseases not yet experienced, from those already being experienced. It is the Terma, the treasure, advice, instruction of the Lotus Arisen One, Padmasambhava. Then we dedicate. Due to all my past, present, and future positive actions, which produce the result of happiness, may the ultimate good heart that cherishes and cares for all living beings, who are the source of all my and others' happiness in the past, present, and future, be generated in my mind and the minds of others. May that which is already arisen in my and others' minds increase. Due to all my positive actions in the past, present, and future, as well as those of all holy beings who have the purest attitude, may all Father and Mother living beings have happiness, and may I cause this by myself alone. May the realms of the unfortunate beings, the hell, hungry ghost, and animal, be emptied forever. Wherever there are holy beings who dedicate their lives to bringing happiness to others, may all their prayers succeed immediately, and may I cause this by myself alone. There's a bit more, isn't there?
Yes.
In the computer, you don't get it until afterwards. Technology. Due to all my positive actions of the past, present, and future, and those done by those holy beings, may I achieve the fearless happiness of full enlightenment, the state of mind that is free of all mistakes and possesses all positive qualities, and leads everyone to this state. There's no more? It's just a blank now. Okay, so that's one practice finished. We've got a second practice, which is one called the prayer liberating Sakya from disease. This is when there was a plague, or great disease in Tibet. And then there's great Mahasiddha Tengtong Gyalpo who made prayers. And then the problem stopped. So this is on based on Om Mani Padme Hum. So it's a very easy one. So maybe we'll have a few minutes break. Anybody need to go to the bathroom? Go. Now, people in Hong Kong, bathroom. Colombia, New Zealand, bathroom. Any questions? Any questions anybody wants to ask about doing the practice at home? Yes, Jenny?
Oh, the pronunciation.
Huh?
The pronunciation.
Of which one?
Of the Sanskrit.
Don't worry about it too much. I'm sure I completely shock Sanskrit scholars because we're not Sanskrit people, are we? So, you know, just go back in the computer. It's not as easy as having papers. Okay. You've got on, then there's one A and there's two A's, right? So so it's a short and a longer sound, and that's how they are. So it's E, oo, re. So it's a short sound and a longer sound. Short one, longer, and that's how all the Sanskrit vowels are like that. So you've got one U, two U's. R-I, R-I-I. L-I, L-I-I. So it's to indicate that you're saying li, re, you know, like that. I'm sure that we're not going to get the proper pronunciation, but we're doing our best.
It's a bit
Right.
like phonetics.
Hmm?
Bit like phonetics.
Bit like phonetics. And then the same with the consonants. So it's similar to Tibetan, actually, because Tibetan comes from Sanskrit. So the Tibetan language is ka, ka, ga, na. So you've got tones. So you've got one tone which is here, one tone is here, one tone is here. It goes deeper and more enunciated, if you like. So you've got on, and then ka would be just in the mouth. So ka. And then K-H-A would be ka, a bit deeper. Yeah? And then ga is actually ka, but deeper. So ga, you know? So it's up here, down here, and deeper. So it's ka, ka, ga, like that, 3 tones. And then na, ng is a difficult one for us, isn't it? So ing, it's na. So ng together, then na. In Tibetan, na means me, I. Na. Isn't it? Na.
No.
Na.
No.
Na. Then cha, then sha. So more aspiration. So the first one would be cha, would be quick. Then the next one would be going deeper, cha. Then the next one would be going deeper. It's still cha, but they're putting here ja to show that it's going deeper. So ja, down. So cha, ja, ja, ja. You know, you're going down, down, down. And then ya, then ta, ta, da, da, na. So each time you're going deeper and deeper down the throat. If you like, so you start up here and then go here, and go here. That's how the consonants go, or the vowels go. Does that help? It's like music, yeah. And then for the short mantra or the long mantra, you can recite 100,000 of the long mantra, and if you were reciting the short mantra, you'd have to recite so many more. So you might think, oh, I really like the short mantra because it's so quick and easy. But actually, in order to get the same power, you have to recite about 6 times as many. So you'd have to recite about 600,000 short to get the same value of the long mantra.
you can decide which one you want to recite, but you have to recite a lot more of the short one. And then what I do with the short mantra, the Bekkenze that's in the brackets, I don't recite it. And the long mantra, I do recite it because it's so long, it doesn't matter anyway. It's just a praise of the Medicine Buddha's qualities, saying, you're the healing Buddha, and you can achieve this level of realization, this level of realization, this level of realization. So all the Theravadan path, all the Mahayana path, all the paths are realized through this practice. So if you realize the Medicine Buddha's enlightenment, you realize the same enlightenment of all the Buddhas. So not just Medicine Buddha, but you would realize Tara, Manjushri, all the Buddhas, because it's Dhammakaya. It's inconceivable, really, isn't it? Anything else you want to know? I'm here for you. Come on, you must have brought back a question from Kopan. Something you didn't understand in Kopan.
It was Ravina. You understand everything.
Do you?
Ravina. Only if you ask.
Did she slap you?
Not once.
Bit of a shame, isn't it? You went all that way and you didn't get slapped?
No.
You must have come away really disappointed.
Oh, she said she was happy to see me there. So
Yeah.
fine.
I'd be careful of that one.
I love Ravina.
We all do.
Hmm?
We all do.
There wasn't somebody else teaching as well?
Rinpoche,
Yeah.
Khadra
Someone
La,
else? Who else?
Khadra La.
Oh,
She
that's
was
right.
there.
I read she was there. Did she teach?
Yes,
Yeah,
fabulous. Huh?
yeah. She's a very special being.
And Annie Karen did the night time.
Mm. She won't let go of that evening meditation.
Ravina did it twice, I think.
She was, when I was there, she was really, really sick. Annie Karen. And I said to her, you don't have to do the evenings. And she said, I'm going to do it. And she was really ill. She wouldn't let go.
No, she did the evenings.
New Gompa.
Yes. I've been in the previous one, but it collapsed in the earthquake.
Yeah. So this one must be much bigger.
No,
Oh, it's the
really.
same size?
Roughly the same size. Not quite finished, but
Yeah,
good enough.
nice.
No, it was fabulous.
Oh, good.
Challenging on all levels.
Yeah, it's a month.
Yeah, bitterly cold, no heating.
Yeah.
No food in days.
Yeah.
No, it was, I did it.
When I first went there, then I had no idea how Rinpoche was. You expect 3:30 means he's coming at 3:30, right? But we'd be chanting, and then people would sit down. And then a note came the first day, and it said, I'm not coming. But you can do a walking meditation. And we had to do a death meditation. So out of the gate, now there's that Gompa opposite,
Yes.
but where the Karmapas further, there was a tiny pathway that used to go along that hillside. And it was after monsoon, and so there were rocks, and it was steep, and there were 200 of us walking in a line, and we had to keep thinking, the next step, I die. The next step, I die. So I thought, what is this, Lama? So heavy. Or the next breath, I drop dead. There's only two choices. Next breath, I drop dead. Or the next step, I'm dead. And then you got to where the Karmapas monastery is now, but it was just a hillside. And then we watched the sunset. And then we thought, I'm not dead, I'm alive. And your mind completely changes. Because you realize, I am alive. And I have this moment, I have this time. And this time is precious. Otherwise, you're always thinking about tomorrow, next week, isn't it? In the West, we're always planning. We've got calendars and we've got plans and all the rest of it. But actually, this moment is so precious because this moment formulates every other moment. It's the foundation for every other moment. but we forget about it in all the planning and all the doing. So it was incredible for me because I thought, if he hadn't done that meditation, we would have all been sitting there depressed because we had this nun talk about hell for 2 weeks, and then Geshe-la Kunchog talking about it's not their problem, it's your problem. So you're to blame, your self-cherishing is to blame. So you get really depressed and you think, why can't I blame somebody?
Well, Ken Rinpoche gave a couple too, I forgot about him, the abbot. But we got text messages this time when Rinpoche wasn't coming.
Text messages.
Text messages on the phone. So we've just received a message, he's not coming.
So up to date, isn't it? Not the same as it used to be.
No.
We used to have the goat shed. You know, it was just a goat shed. And then the goats were out and we were in. And that was it. That was how it was. Just the dirt floor, and then some mats down, a tiny altar, and that was it. And then they decided to make a proper gompa. That was a long time ago. But still, the main thing is the Dharma. To receive the Dharma transmission, isn't it?
That's right.
It's the main thing, not the building.
Every morning you were greeted with "You're one day closer to death." Don't forget.
Every morning meditation.
First thing.
Yeah.
One day closer to death.
And on my first course, I was asked to lead a meditation. And then they said to me, you can write your own meditation. So I had to write my own meditation. I wasn't Buddhist yet. So I had to write my own meditation and lead it in front of all these people that I'd been sitting with during the whole course. And I was so nervous. I'd never done a meditation before. And I wrote an equanimity meditation. So in those days, it was an hour. No, it's 45 minutes, I think.
We had an hour each time.
Is that from 6:30 till 7:30?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was an hour. So I timed the whole thing, you know, 57 minutes, 54 minutes, you know, like that. I timed the whole thing. So I couldn't stop. But the whole front row, as I started the meditation, I'm talking about equanimity, the enemy, the stranger, you know, you've got your friend, the enemy, the stranger. So I start the meditation, and the whole front row is like tennis, you know, with the heads going like that, like that. I thought, what's going on? You know, this is my first meditation, and the whole row is going this way, this way. So to my side, this side, there was only a small altar, a wooden altar. And apparently, a mouse had been caught by the cat, and the cat was throwing the mouse out and dragging it back, and throwing it out and dragging it back. So the left and right thing was throwing it out and dragging it back, you know, like this. And I'm going on about, you've got the enemy, and you've got the friend, the stranger, you know, like this. So I couldn't figure out what was going on with these people looking like this. So eventually, Jean Pascal, I think it was, got up, walked over, got hold of the mouse, and sort of carried the mouse out. And afterwards, people said to me, wow, that was incredible, so powerful to see the mouse and the cat and killing the mouse and dragging it back, you know, like that. It was incredible. But yeah, you never forget the Copan courses. Okay, any questions? Lillian?
Nothing's coming
Great.
from people on the screen.
So we do the next one, which is page 13. Same booklet.
Yeah. It's page 10, I think.
Oh, is it?
In this one.
Oh, I'm on page 13.
Mm.
So we can read the motivation together. Zeman has?
Yes, they're holding it up.
Okay. So the motivation. All sentient beings equal to space go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of gurus, meditational deities, and dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. All sentient beings equal to space go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of gurus, meditational deities, and dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. All sentient beings equal to space go for refuge to the precious Guru Buddha. We go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We go for refuge to the assembly of gurus, meditational deities, and dakinis. We go for refuge to the empty clarity of our own minds, the Dharmakaya. And then we recite the mantra. Take a deep breath. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. So you can continue to recite for another 10 minutes. Just recite as many mantras as you can, accumulating so much merit, connecting to the Buddha of compassion. 3 more minutes. Oh, Mani Padme. We recite the prayer together. May all the diseases that sadden the minds of sentient beings, that result from karma and temporary conditions,
which is the harms of spirits, illnesses, and
the elements, not occur in the realms of the world. May whatever sufferings there are from life-threatening diseases, that like a butcher leading a being to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in a mere instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings be unharmed by acute, chronic, and other infectious diseases, the mere sound of whose names terrifies beings, as though they be placed inside the mouth of Yama, the Lord of Death. May all embodied beings be unharmed by the 80,000 classes of harmful interferers, the 360 evil spirits that harm suddenly, the 424 diseases, and so forth. May whatever sufferings there are due to disturbances of the 4 elements, depriving the body and mind of every pleasure, be totally pacified. And may the body and mind have radiance and power, and be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. By the compassion of the Gurus and the Triple Gem, by the power of the Dakinis, Dharma protectors and guardians, and by the strength of the infallibility of karma and its results, may these many dedications and prayers be fulfilled as soon as they are made. And from this other one, Shantideva, is on page 6. You think about all the sufferings that are happening within Australia, the animals who are dying, the people who are dying, all the families who are suffering, wherever they may be in Australia. Then you think about other countries, places like Hong Kong, and then many places where there's war happening, starvation, people losing their homes. So when you're reciting this prayer of Shantideva, then we're thinking about all the sufferings, and that whatever merit that we've accumulated here as a group, then we're offering that merit, so those sufferings will never happen ever again. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, attain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, the weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain, to dispel the miseries of the world. Pray for the long life and the good health of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, all the other teachers and gurus in this world. May they have long and healthy lives. May all their health obstacles be removed. May the karmic appearance that we have of sickness in the guru disappear like clouds in the sky. Janju Sancho Rinpoche, Makapana Kegache, Kepan Yampa Mepa Yampa Kanju, Babara Shal. A little bit early, so now you have to ask questions.
First, we'd like to recite your long life prayer, please.
Huh?
Could we recite your long life prayer, please?
Do we have one?
Wisdom, light of true compassion, source of Tara's love maternal, Lausanne's doctrine, perfect holder, we request your life eternal. Teacher, Father, Mother, Guru, we entreat you live forever, guiding all to liberation, perfecting our minds forever, with your always skillful guidance and profound compassionate ways, shining Tara's light eternal, guiding to her Tathagata mind.
The thing about that is the tune. No questions from Hong Kong? Sad.
Oh, someone's waving her hand.
Huh?
She has to type them.
Huh? They're still there, still alive.
Yeah, there's 2, 4. I can see 6 people there sitting in their gompa.
So Sunday is Red Tara. I see a red light going up and down the street.
I have a question.
Just the car there.
Just went that way and then it came back this way.
Maybe 2 of them.
A late student. It must be here somewhere.
Can I ask about Red Tara? I
Of
know
course.
nothing about Red Tara. I've
Me
never
too.
heard of her before.
Oh,
I've seen her pictures. Is that her?
I'll tell you a funny story. That's her.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a funny story. So it was 2010, the November course, and we had a meeting. So it was Annie Karen, Annie Jam, a couple of other people. And so it was suggestions to ask Rinpoche what to do, you know, which initiations. Of course, it's always Vajrasattva. Chinrezig, I guess. So I said, I thought it was a real meeting where we can give suggestions, you know. So I said, well, what about red Tara? And Annie Karen said, Rinpoche is not going to give red Tara. That was it. You know, it just won't happen. I said, okay. So about a week or two later, near the end of the course, Rinpoche had been up all night giving the Vajrasattva initiation, was in the main gompa, and I came to lead the meditation. So I looked through the window and I thought, it's 6:30, 6:45, Rinpoche is still there. He's gone through the night from the day before. So just as I came in the room, and I'm not sure, am I supposed to come in? Is he going to continue? What's he going to do? So I come in and he looks at me and then he says to the people, okay, we'll have a short break. You can have 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, go to the toilet and come back. So off they go. So I think, well, Rinpoche is not leaving. He must be staying here. So I'll just sit and see what happens. So they all go off, come back, and then Rinpoche said, okay, now we're going to do the red Tara initiation. He hadn't been asked, but he just decided we're doing the red Tara initiation. So she's one of the 21 Taras, and she's the wrathful, sort of wrathful, removing obstacles. The red color is about removing obstacles. So I like her because she's got that sort of energy that you need sometimes when you've got problems on in your practice, or you've got problems in your life, and it needs something stronger.
Okay.
And so this is the Tenka I had painted, and it's a Tenka painter from Kalimpong who did this for me. It turned out much bigger than I thought it was going to. But he did very nicely. So I thought we'd do on Sundays for an hour and a half to remove the fire obstacles, the death obstacles. So many animals. I heard an estimate is 500 million. Could be.
Yeah.
500 million is an estimate of how many animals have died. I think not 500,000, 500 million. That's why I paused and I thought, really? It's a huge amount. No, just in Australia. Just Australia.
Yeah.
This is worldwide in Hong Kong. Yeah, this
No,
is
just here.
just here. All the in the trees,
Millions and millions of acres.
all the insects, the termites, the ants. You know, can you imagine?
Not just big ones.
Yeah,
The little ones.
yeah. So, because when I read it today, I thought, my goodness, this is a huge amount that we would never think. You think, oh yeah, fires, and maybe there's a koala here and there, but so many, 500 million affected, and then so many firefighters, so many people losing their homes. I mean, it's really a terrible situation that we're facing now. These winds that we had here have gone south, isn't it? So the high intensity winds fanning the fires. And then apparently we're creating some sort of weird weather pattern because of the heat of the fire. It creates a storm, and then the lightning comes straight down and creates more fires. So this is samsara repeating itself. Yes, Lillian, you have a question?
From Hong Kong, how many short medicine mantra we need to chant each day?
500 million.
One for every creature.
They're laughing. Took them a minute to hear it.
Minimum is 7. 7, 21, 28, or 108. So they can decide. Depends on how much time you have. So minimum is 7, and then 1 mala would be 108. And then if you can recite more than that, you can recite more. But I think 1 mala doesn't take so long, does it?
No, it's all not. Or short, anything short.
Yeah.
And a question from Sophia. What should we visualize for the Om Mani Padme Hum, please?
Doesn't give a visualization. I think that's what makes it nice, isn't it? It's very simple. That you're just reciting the mantra. And then at the end of the mantra, then you're dedicating that positive energy to removing the obstacles, whatever they may be, the disease, the flooding, the fires, whatever it is. But it doesn't give a visualization. I think that it's an interesting one. He was a bodhisattva, and he just said, okay, by the power of my bodhicitta, when I recite this mantra, this disease should stop. And that's it. So in the same way, then we should say, from the power of bodhicitta, I recite this mantra, and then the fire should stop. The rain should start, whatever it is. But just by the power of bodhicitta. We're not bodhisattvas. Maybe you are. Well, I'm not. So the power of bodhicitta, that way of thinking, that way of viewing the world, that you don't want any being to suffer. And at the moment, you don't have the power to stop that suffering. So you're relying on bodhicitta, you're relying on the mantra in order to remove that suffering. Because we don't have the power, isn't it? If we had the power, we could do something about it. We'd have magical qualities, but we don't. So then,
wouldn't it have something to do with collective karma, all these things that are happening? So can we sort of change that karma, I guess is what I'm saying? Or
because
does
it's
that karma
because of
have
the
to-
collective,
Yes.
I think we all have to move. You're right.
To the South Pole.
we all move to the country. But it's true, isn't it? You know, that when you're in a city, you have a collection of karma in the city that all the beings are going to experience together. So then, how much can we do? As a group, collectively, we're much more powerful than if we recite a mantra alone. So Rinpoche, Lama Zopa said, when you recite as a group, you magnify the mantras by 100. So one mantra becomes 100. So if you recited 100 times Om Mani Padme Hum, it's the equivalent of 10 mala. You've multiplied the whole thing. So it becomes much more powerful. So as a group, we're doing something very powerful for Toowoomba, for Queensland, for Hong Kong, for wherever else. But we can't completely remove all of the negative karma of the group. They've also got to do something. But they're not going to do it if they don't believe in doing it. So we can only do what we can do, but we can't totally remove all of their karma, because that would be like Buddha. You know, when Buddha was asked, can you remove the karma of all sentient beings? He said, well, if I could, I would, but I can't. Right? So this is the problem. We can work on our own karma. We can work on the conditions surrounding us, but we can't completely remove all the karma of Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia, like that. We can only dedicate, may this never happen again. May the minds of sentient beings change. May people not want to harm anymore. You know, you make all these sort of prayers and you hope this positive energy will help them to change their minds. But we can't do it for them, because if we could, well, why didn't Buddha do it? Why didn't Jesus do it? There's got to be some power that we have from our own side that goes together, you know, the cause and the effect. Otherwise, it's just effect. Otherwise, it's just Buddha doing it, Jesus doing it, Muhammad doing it, just them doing it. And we can sit back and say, okay, get on with it. Purify me. So that's what you have with Medicine Buddha. You have this coming together of causes and conditions. Medicine Buddha is the condition. You have to reach out. Medicine Buddha's got a hook, right? So the hook is there. You've got to hook onto it, because these Buddhas have made all these prayers. May I be able to help you with my energy. I want to help you to enlighten yourself. So the hook is there, but you've got to hook onto it. If you don't hook onto it, then you're just an ordinary sentient being trying to figure things out. But if you hook onto that positive energy, then they're going to pull you up. They're going to help you. That's what they want to do. So you're reaching out and they're reaching out. So together, you've got the cause and the effect. But otherwise, you just sort of sit back and you say, okay, liberate me. Do it for me. And won't happen. So that's when people get upset with the Buddhas, because they sort of sit back and they don't do anything. And they think, well, why isn't Buddha helping me? Why isn't Tara helping me? Why aren't they doing it? They're already reaching out, but you've got to reach out too. You've got to hook on. Yes?
I was just thinking, because we can do it too.
Pardon?
Well, you know, it's the samsaric suffering
Yes.
that brings things to a fore.
Yes.
And that's when you can choose to start purifying.
To what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can ignore it by eating chocolate, isn't it? You can have the samsaric suffering, and you can go the pleasure way, which is I'm going to ignore it and I'll eat chocolate and temporarily I'll feel better, but you haven't actually done anything about the cause of the suffering. So actually you need to be very brave. You need to be courageous to be able to look at the suffering that you're experiencing or they're experiencing and say, oh my goodness, this is terrible. And that seeing of the suffering actually then generates compassion in you. Instead of generating depression, and you see all this suffering outside, and you think 500 million beings have died, and you go, well, what can I do? Then you actually come up with compassion and think, yes, I can do something. So either you go the depression way, and I'll eat chocolate, or you go the compassion way, and I'm going to do practices. And I'll rely on the Medicine Buddha or rely on Tara, because they're enlightened and they've got positive energy, and I can hook onto that positive energy and we can come together, and then collectively it will help me to lift myself up, you know, because when you're facing that, it's not samsara out there, you're facing that samsaric inside mind that says, oh, forget it. What can you do? But this positive energy lifts you into, I can do something. I can do my practices. I can do my prayers. I can dedicate. And then you see something happens. You pray for rain, rain comes. You know? Doesn't it? You see? Our Bodhisattva.
Those prayer flags that you gave me to put up, I put them up in the little next door neighbour's kid said to me, what'd you put that up for? And I said, well, you never know, we might get some rain. But the next morning it rained. And the father goes, geez, you were effing right about this flag.
Welcome to the valley. Oh, it's great, isn't it? I did my washing yesterday and I put it out last night, and I thought, for sure, if I put it out, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
So this morning I went down there, it was raining like this. You've got to do something to create the rain,
Yeah.
you know? We desperately need to change the conditions. And so you have to look at the karma that we've created collectively to not have water, you know, to have fire. And where does fire come from? It's this irritability and anger. And what you get in cities, all these people living together, more irritability, more anger, isn't it? And so you can see the result of that irritability and anger starts to manifest around in the fires. So we've got to change something about the way that we approach living together. It's hard for us to live together in a city and be patient and be tolerant of the differences and the difficulties or whatever it is. But this is something that we need to learn, you know. I was just reading today Sydney's going to be 7 million people. I was shocked. 7 million. When I lived in Sydney, it was 1 million. And it's going to be 7. This is a huge number of people coming together in one place. So you've got to be patient, you've got to be tolerant, you're going to have difficult times. And patience and tolerance is knowing it's difficult, you choose to stay and work with it. That's what patience and tolerance is. It's not running away from it. It's you stay with it. And you're not angry with it. You're not upset with it. You recognize you could be, but you choose to behave in a different way. But this is what we're going to have to learn. Toowoomba, I mean, it's like paradise. You get into town in 10 minutes, you can park, you know, it's easy. It's a paradise, I tell you, compared to Hong Kong. Okay, anyway, we'll stop. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you.